Alright everybody, welcome to our channel, and I started this video today for chicken coops because it's springtime. That means it's baby chick time, and everywhere you go in the stores, the trap is waiting for you. So what I started to do last year is I wrote something out on Microsoft Excel, and I just kind of drew something up. We knew that we wanted it to be an elevated coop to give them some runtime underneath it, and we bought the chicks and ordered them and had to start to get ready. But it's March. We're in Wisconsin. There's a little bit of snow on the ground. Luckily, we got our skid steer just in time, and we were able to really move the project along by starting to push all the snow out of the way and let the sun trying to get to the ground where it would at least melt a little bit to where we could drive some stakes in and do whatever. We knew that we were coming close to the end of winter, so we started laying out the size. We decided we were going to do a 12 by 24 chicken coop with a complete run underneath it, and then a 9-foot run on the outside, also covered, but not underneath the coop at all. So then we had to go out and we staked it out and got it all squared up here just to look at it and get it set where we knew we wanted it, back by the trees, a little bit away from the house, but close enough to where we could hear if it was anything going on. This is the most important part right here, is just making sure that you have everything square. As soon as we got that square, we went and we drilled some holes. Mama's pretty happy now that she's getting her chicken coop in. But we started drilling all the holes, and then we put in all the posts just to be able to have where the coop is going to sit on, and the outside run fence. So then once we got those in, we had to square those up, put in some Quikrete, bury them, get them stable where they're not going to go anywhere or do anything. And once you get them square and in place, then we had to cut them down to size. So that way then we could have the left side there where you see on the picture where the the coop's gonna be, and then the run will be on the right side where the tall posts are. That's just where the fence is and stuff. Once we had the posts cut to the right size, and we started laying out the floor joists, and then the babies arrived. So then we have to really make sure that we start boogieing, because right now they are in our house. And as they get a little bit bigger, they get dustier, they get stinkier, they make more noise, and we don't want that. We have the babies here putting two of the first brooder that we had. Then chicken math got a hold of us. We got a few more chickens, a little bit bigger brooder. There's me and Harley keeping an eye on them, just seeing what they're doing. They were having a good time in that until chicken math got a hold of us again. We got a couple more, and then we had to bail them the bigger brooder. Caitlin came home to see us, of course, after that. I don't think she came home to see us. I'm pretty sure she came home just to see the chickens, especially when she started naming them all and everything else. So now, once we got done with the chickens there's Harley keeping an eye on them again. Now we back to work. We had to go out and start laying the joists for the floor. Got those laid out and put in. Got that all up nice and solid and everything. So then after that, well, then we have to start putting the decking on. We put the floor decking on. We used I believe it was 5/8 inch plywood, but we put 2 layers on, so that way then I knew nothing was going to be able to get in and get through to it and everything. Like I said, I overbuilt everything. It might not pass code, but I guarantee if windstorms and everything else come through, it'll still be standing there. So we get the first wall put up, then we get framing and doing putting in, making sure we did the windows and the clean out there on the bottom left, and got all the bracing up and in. Like I said before, I'm sure this all isn't the perfect way to be able to do it and best way or whatever, but it's the way we did it and the way we got it done. put the second wall up. So that way then we'll have a slanted roof heading towards the run area. Excuse me. And we have that run, have the wall built up there. And so once we got the two walls up, it was time to start building that third angled wall in the back. Put a window in right there, so that way they got some light during the winter at least. And what we do is I slide some plexiglass over it to keep the wind out and everything. But then during the summer, it's hardware cloth over it, so then all the breeze and stuff can get through there. Got those three walls put in and secured, and still a sloppy mess, but at least the snow is gone. Then it was time to start building the fourth wall. Get that laid out, get it all measured up, and start putting the wood down and cutting it. And the girls are getting bigger, getting anxious for their new home. At this phase, they're actually nice and cuddly and always want to be there and want to eat out of your hand and come sit on you and everything else. Once we moved them out to the big coop, no more. Don't touch me. Even making themselves at home, looking out our front window. That's in their third brooder because we got some more chicks and they got bigger, so we miscalculated how big of a brooder we needed for them. Then it was just trying to put together the fourth wall to make sure we get all the outside walls up and done. I started putting the stairs in because I got tired of climbing up and down the ladder the entire time, so I thought it would be easier just to put some stairs in and walk up to that area and walk through the doorway there that we're going to go, because you go into the doorway there and into the storage area. And once you get all four walls up and stuff, everybody's all happy. And when you start this, everybody's in a great mood and you're together. And at this point, we were homesteaders for 6 months or so and not knowing anything of what we're doing and just kind of muddling our way through. And it's a great time. But sometimes, some people get on each other's nerves a little bit, do whatever. We're a little weird. Nope, we're a lot weird, but we have fun doing it. All right, back to work. So we got the outside walls up. Now it's time to start measuring up and putting in all the inside walls. Okay. We got um, what we did is we did 5 feet into the inside. We put a wall up and used that first 12 by 5 area for storage, just to put their feed and bedding and what have you. And we also made a little brooder box in there in case anybody, or down the road if we wanted to get some more chickens, then we could put them there. And then we left the final, you know, uh, 20 by 12 area for the coop area for them. So once we got the inside walls up, now it's time to start putting on the roof rafters. We put up the rafters, and I'm sure I probably did this a little bit different than some people, but it's just the way I did it, and it holds, and it's very, very sturdy. So that's all I care about, is function over form. But I just did a little bird's mouth on each end and cut them down, set them down onto it, and screwed them on in real good. And then once we got all those in and separated, got them the right distances, then we started putting in all the little bracing for what we can put, so that way then we can put the metal roofing on and the decking on top of it, so that way then we have a place to screw it all down to. Got the bracing in. Once the bracing in, then it's time to check on the girls again. Yep, they're getting bigger. As you can see now, they're in a new brooder in a new area. That's in our cabin. So we had to move them out because they were getting way too dusty in the house. We were trying to dust and clean every day, and it was just not good. Time to put on the roof decking. Got the decking on, brought it over with the skid steer, and then I'd just walk over and just start sliding it off and screwing it all down, putting it all down on there. getting it secured nice and tight and putting it up to everything. Once we got the roof down and all the roof decking all the way down and everything, then we excuse me, then we started to put up the outside T111 board along for the siding of the whole thing on the outside. Put up the T111 board, and then we also, as we were doing that, then I put up I put up the T111 board, and then Lisa started painting it. While she was painting it, I started putting on the roofing felt and then the metal roofing onto it. Painted it green with the brown roof. That way, then it would just kind of be our little country feel. It's just the colors that we like, but obviously anybody can paint it and do anything that you want. We chose to go with the slanted roof. That way, then if we needed to get up there to ever shovel it off or anything like that, if the snow got so bad that we'd be able to get up there easily and get onto it and have no problem. You can see there it's closed in, and then we started insulating it, putting in the rollaway hen box, nesting box. That's our clean out for our for the underneath the bars and stuff. That way, then we just shovel it all out there into the skid steer bucket and bring it out. We painted the entire floor and 4 foot high on the walls just to make sure that it got sealed. That way, no water or anything is going to get in there and do any kind of damage or any of the chickens. Then we started putting in some bedding for them. With their bedding, we started to kind of spread it out a little bit. And we noticed we had an observer also outside, new foreman on the job, a little porcupine out there. But back to the bedding, the bedding down, we started to spread it out. You can see we put a couple of roosting bars and stuff. And then we said, you know what, they'll spread it around themselves. So we just kind of threw it all in there and waited for them to have at it. Put in the chicken door. That's a run chicken door. That thing's been awesome. It has worked phenomenally for the first year. And now it's moving day. Time to get those birds out of the cabin, get them into their house instead of in our living quarters. They are sure getting big, and those are pretty birds. Put them in there, let them start going, getting used to their new surroundings and everything else like that. And we had to just button up like the windows with the hardware cloth and the soffits and fascia area with the hardware cloth. And then it was time to start working on the run, giving them a place to be outside. So we just were going to do this covered run. It's 9 by 24. That way, then we figured that they would also have the full 12 by 24 underneath the coop to go in. But then after a little while, we decided we did end up covering it and everything, putting the roof on, but we decided we're just going to let them free range and they go anywhere they want now. But at least this gives them an escape from the weather or any aerial predators. Whenever they see them, they all come running and go right back into their covered run. So did this roof just the same way as we did the coop. Just put it on there, let the water come down from the coop down onto that, and then it's going down. Put in all the bracing, everything the same way. Then just threw the metal roof on top of that, just to give it a security of something to get underneath and away from the weather. Once the roof got done, then it was just up to the fit and finish things of it all, and the overall look. There's a clean out. Had to put the door in. Pick up some tools, apparently. Okay, pick up a lot of stuff. But none of that's there now. So got their feeding tubes put in. We got 3 feeding tubes and then 1 calcium tube. And you can see through the hardware cloth. It's nice. easy to see through and everything, but it's really great protection for them. We put a water bar in for them. That's worked awesome too. We got the ideas and stuff from that from Carolina Coops and how they did it. Got that door put in, clean outs put in, a window above it. There's a window on the back side, right above their perches, roosts. And that's the overall look. Overall, I think this came out very nice. All the stuff that you see that's white there, and then we painted that stuff brown, all the trim and everything. I think it all came out really good. And after it, and you look in there and you can see all the birds. They're nice and happy, and everybody's having a good time in their new area. That was before we started free ranging them. They had their food, and everybody was happy. Well, everybody but Harley. She didn't have no one to watch it. Dad was happy. Job was done. Time for a break. Keep those away from these guys. All the predators that are out there on our property. Now they're happy and having a good time. So here we are 1 year later. Almost, not exactly, but same month and everything else. We were just 2 days ago building all these raised beds right here that you can kind of see under the logs. Under the snow. Building with logs, bringing them over, cutting down some trees, getting ready for planting, and planning out the greenhouse and everything. And then yesterday we got a foot of snow. So now the chickens aren't able to get out. They're not happy. Anything else. So, but this is 1 year later, what it's looking like still. If you have any questions or comments, please let us know. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. What's it going to hurt? You might learn something. We might do something that you want to do, or just do something stupid that you might want to laugh at. It'll be a good time. Have a great day, everybody.